Ratan Bhushan, a friend, motivator, and guide to IAS aspirant, international motivational speaker, leadership trainer, CEO, coach, political strategist, and policy advisor. Welcome to ASG. ASG believe in quality, commitment, and success. So the quote of today is: "This is the essence in the principle of non-violent non-cooperation. It follows, therefore, that it must have its root in love. Its object should not be to punish the opponent or to inflict injury upon him. Even while non-cooperating with him, we must make him feel that in us he has a friend, and we should try to reach his heart by rendering him humanitarian service whenever possible." This quote of Mahatma Gandhi from the book The Words of Gandhi, written by Richard Attenborough. The most important news of today is source, The Hindu newspaper. Mukesh Ambani seeks urgent step to scrap 2G. Mukesh Ambani seeks urgent step to scrap 2G. Bharti's Mittal pitches for the lower levies. Reliance Industry Chairman Mukesh Ambani on Friday called for urgent policy measure to make 2G a part of history, while revival Sunil Mittal, the chairman of Bharti Airtel, made a renewed pitch for the lowering of levies on the sector. Noting that about 300 million mobile subscribers in India, 300 million mobile subscribers in India are still trapped in 2G's era. He said their feature phones keep them excluded even for more than basic usage of internet at a time when both India and the rest of the world are standing at the doorstep of 5G telephony. Necessary policy steps should be taken to make 2G a part of history. The statement by Mr. Ambani at an event to commemorate the 25th anniversary mobile telephony in India comes about 15 days after the announcement that RIL Jio's platform had developed 5G technology that would be deployed in India next year. Is Trump empowered to delay the election? Is Trump empowered to delay the election? According to the US Constitution, it is Congress, not the President. It is Congress, not the President, that decide the timing of the poll. The US President Donald Trump on Thursday triggered a new controversy by suggesting that the November elections be delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, with universal mail-in voting, not absence voting, which is good. 2020 will be the most inaccurate and fraudulent election in history. Delay the elections until people can properly, securely, and safely vote, he tweeted. The rumors were doing the rounds for some time. This was the first time Mr. Trump suggested that the election should be postponed. Does he have the power to do so? He doesn't. According to US Constitution, if it is Congress, not the President, that decide the timing of the election, a federal law approved on January 25th, 1845 has unambitiously set of the elections timing. That is, the elections of the president and vice president shall be appointed in each state on the Tuesday next after the first Monday in the month of the November of the year in which they are to be appointed. States of law referring to the selections of the electoral college. This falls on November 3rd. This year it can be changed only by passing a new law which needs to approval of both the houses of the representative and the Senate, and will be subject to legal challenges. The House is now controlled by the Democratic Party and the Senate by the Republicans. Senior leaders of both parties have dismissed Mr. Trump's suggestion to postpone the election. COVID-19 crisis as a metropolitan battle. The absence of the comprehensive and integrated urban planning is starkly visible in the pandemic. This article was written by V.R. Vachana. COVID-19 has brought an unprecedented challenges to India's metropolitan cities, yet again highlighting their limited capability to self-govern. India's top metropolitan cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bengaluru, and Hyderabad, now account for nearly half of the country's cases of COVID-19. No governance architecture. This fallout was an obvious public health angle. India's public health expenditure in 2018 was a mere 1.280 GDP. According to the World Bank, India's out-of-the-pocket health expenditure was 62.4% in 2017, while the world average was 18.2%. Additionally, manpower in the health sector is low, with India's doctor population's ratio being 1:1,457. 1:1,457. means approx 1457 people. There was one doctor, which is lower than the World Health Organization norm 1:1000. Complementing an inequitable public health system is a larger governance issue. Governance has a bearing not just on the response to COVID-19 but also in the preparedness for other natural and man-made disasters and contingencies. Specific system factors underlying city governance include spatial planning, municipal capabilities, empowered mayors and council, and interagencies coordinations and ward level citizen participation. 27 years have passed since the enactment of the 74th Constitution Amendment Act, but these reform agendas continue to be on slow burn. Lack of the robust integrated spatial planning. The Constitution mandates formation of metropolitan planning committees in all the metropolitan areas with the million plus population. MPs are the envisioned to ensure integrated planning for the entire metropolitan area and responsible for the preparation of draft development plans, synthesizing priorities by local authorities, state, central governments. In reality, MPCs are either not constituted or defunct. Janagra's annual survey of India's city system 2017 found that only the absence of comprehensive integrated planning is starkly visible in COVID-19 crisis, where housing, sanitation, lack of access to meaningful social security are reality for the urban power. Only medium to long-term spatial planning that focuses on equal access to opportunity and services can avoid a repeat of such disasters. Core sector output shrinks 15% in June. Fertilizers bunk trend. Core sector output shrinks 15% in June. Fertilizers buck trend. Economists say negative trend will continue for at least 2 more months. The output of the 8 core sector industries shrank for the 4th straight month in June 2020, although the contractions eased to 15%, showing some recovery from the 22% fall in the May, according to data released by the Commerce Ministry on Friday. Economists expected that negative trend to continue for at least 2 more months. During April-June 2020-21, sector's output dipped by 24.6% as compared to positive growth of 3.4% in the same period previous year. Monsoon boost. Of the 8 core sectors, the fertilizer industry was the only one which saw actual growth in June, with output rising 4.2% in comparison to June 2019. This, however, is higher than the May 2020 growth of 7.5%, but reflect the positive outlook in the agriculture sector, where a normal monsoon is leading to expectation of a bumper Kharif crop. This is the editorial of Hindu newspaper. Diluting the EIA process spells a path of no return. The EIA process spells a path of no return. The draft environmental impact assessment 2020 is a brazen attempt to weaken critical checks and balances. This article was written by Shuvarit. On July 12, Friday, on Future India, a collective of young environment campaigners received a notice from the Delhi police that accused it for committing offence under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Its alleged crimes: sending too many emails to the Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Prakash Javadekar, with subject to tagged EIA 2020. Over the last few weeks, FFF has organized a sustained protest against a proposed new notification which aims to replace the existing model of conducting environmental impact assessment in India. The group received the claim that the campaign's detail published on its website contained objectionable contents and constituted unlawful activities or terrorist activity which are dangerous for the peace, tranquility and sovereignty of India. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. God bless Bharat.